microphone messed up, so let's try again. Daybreak. Um, this video is gonna be a mix of things, and it's not really gonna be, of course, it's not gonna be cohesive. However, I've got a lot on my mind and need to lay it out. So, let's go, shall we? Okay, Daybreak as a whole, and what are the actual issues with it right now? Um, I was gonna say something after that, but I forgot. Not forgot. I just couldn't be bothered to. The issues are obviously all with Killer. Are we surprised? A lot of my videos are talking about Killer, and there's a lot of killer issues with survivors, right? I'm not denying that. Too many survivors and too little variety in the perks, right? There's issues about survivors. However, killers, I think the issues with killers are bigger and worse because currently the different there's like 3 times ish. Not really. There's less than 3 times the amount of survivors than killers. So there's gonna be more issues. There's gonna be more prevalent issues with killers. And what are those? I'm gonna talk about them after. After this, talk about my channel. And what am I gonna do? As we know, the game is dying, right? And that's undeniable. However, it feels like my channel just isn't growing. And I don't care about the subscriber count, right? But not constantly, actually kind of is constant. Posting and posting and just like not seeing any growth at all, it doesn't feel the best. And I want to keep posting, however, I feel like if I do keep posting, then I'm going to end up getting, like, not bored, art block, or what, that, and it's just going to burn out, and I'm just going to not enjoy it anymore, and I feel that if I do stop enjoying it, then when it comes to the rework coming out, I won't be able to, like, push myself through to make any videos on it. So I don't know whether I should keep going. I want to keep going, but I don't know if I should post on different games, but I don't know what games to post about. I don't know if I should take a break, but I also don't want to take a break because I enjoy it. It's weird. I don't know. Anyways, killers. Killers are undeniably very boring. I don't know how people could disagree with this because a lot of killers don't have the choices, don't have the options, don't do enough. You don't even need all the killers to do a lot, right? You just need them to do more than they already are because there's some killers just who are so specialized in one thing, Cough, Watcher and Android, to the point where you cannot do anything else with them, and it just gets so boring and linear, the gameplay, that why would you ever choose to play them if not just to win? You want to win, right, as killer, but you also want to have fun. Why would you choose Watcher on Android every single time just to win? Like, sure, you have fun winning, but like, you have fun genlocking? Really? I don't believe you. I don't believe you if anyone who says genlocking is fun, I do not believe you at all. Anyways, killer's boring, and another thing to add on to that, killers being similar to each other. Let's go through it. AFK. Why would you ever choose Possessed when Starry is right there and does everything Possessed does apart from stealth so much better? Why would you choose the Night Countess when the Warden basically does everything so much better than her, but better? Who else? Why would you play the People's Hero with the new rework when Idol, Android, Watcher, and Voice Skulk does all of that so much better. Why play the Experiment? No, not Experiment. Why play Ghost when the Experiment does everything the Ghost does, but so much better? Do you get what I mean? There's only 25 killers, and half of them are just copies of the other half, but so much worse. What is the point? A lot of killers are just in this position where they get power crept, and there's no point in playing the other killer. There's no point in playing them because the other killer does everything that killer does, but so much better. There's no incentive to play them. The Stalker. Why would you play Stalker when you can play Possessed? And then why would you play Possessed when you can play Staria? I say that because they both have stealth, and the Stalker's stealth is kind of bad, let's be honest. Stalker has only stealth, and the stealth is incredibly reliant. She can only be played to a full potential on what I'd say like 3, 4 if you look at maps. Why waste your time playing Stalker if not for just the rewards? And then it gets to a point where why play a killer for a what? Why would you play a killer just for the rewards? Is it even worth it? Just play the killer you enjoy. Then there's other killers who just have boring abilities, and it's not like they're copies of other abilities. They just are boring. The Janitor, I'd say a pretty boring ability. Polluted, I'd say a pretty boring ability. Who else? Banshee, I'd say a pretty boring ability. There's a lot of killers who have pretty boring abilities. That brings us up to what? 17 killers who just, why would you play them? And then there's like 7, 8 killers who are unique, and I'd argue you'd enjoy playing, right? Empress, Boss, Host, Star Eater, Surgeon. You get me, so on and so on. It just the group at which killers are played, and like why people would want to play, it's so short and so little, to the point where it feels like adding all these other killers just feels redundant, because all these other killers don't do anything. These killers just exist for the looks. Like, who do you prefer? Who do you like better, Possessed or Staria? I mean, Possessed, but she's weaker, so why would you play her? Do you get what I mean? Oh, it's just the way the killers are designed and added to the game is stupid. And maybe I'm reaching with a couple of these comparisons like Star Eater and Possessed, but Possessed just does everything Stalker does better, apart from the gen slowdown, but she has movement, so it doesn't really matter. There's like, then Unforgotten's an issue because she's so easy to play. You know who else is easy to play? Warden. Warden is easy to play. You know, I want to know why. His ability has 0 wind up. You know who doesn't have 0 wind up in their ability? The Night Countess. She has a wind up 1.5 that allows for the survivors to actually counter it. That's fun. Being able to counter an ability is fun, but also it's fun for the killer as well, because then, not counter, dodge, whatever, you get me. It's fun for the killer as well because they require more skill. For me, the killers which are the ones which require skill and are harder to play, they're the ones I enjoy playing. And maybe it's just me, but I think it's a lot of people. The Empress, the Night Countess, Slasher, Star Eater. And I would say that's about it when it comes to skilled killers. Because what does... Yeah. I've forgotten what I was talking about now, but it was something to do with killers not being unique. I think a lot of these, the Banshee rework we had, that was weak. That was stupid. Where was a rework? Oh, you increased her numbers. Seriously? God, honestly, like they need to do a full rework on Showstopper. That's for one, or massive buff. They need to do full reworks on some of these characters, these killers, because not the stupid rework they did to Banshee, that type of rework. They need ability changing reworks. Ability changing. The werewolf, I think his abilities need to be changed and buffed and changed. Because having to use both of your abilities for one kill, and having to use both of your abilities just to be stunned by an Elijah for 5 seconds, which is half of it. What's the point? Do you get what I mean? And further on that is, if they don't change these killers, which are incredibly flawed and a big, massive, like they're the generally central part of the game. If they don't change these killers to make them more interactive, to give options, to give reason to play them, then no one's gonna come back for a long time. No one's gonna play for a long time because why would you come back to the same game which is exactly the same with a few minor changes which don't actually, in the long run, probably won't do much? Why would you come back to a game like that? There's no point. A game like Dead by Daylight, yes, they're starting to add more replica killers, right? But they're on killer 50. They can do a lot more, right? They can do a lot more with killers. However, they're on like killer 50 or something, right? We're on half of that, and we've already gotten like 5 replica killers. 5 already, and we've only on 25 killers. There's so many options you can do, and yet you've done that. I don't get it. Okay, sue me. I've spoken about this a few times, but dash killers. Dash killers get to a point where there's too many, right? We have one. You realise how many. You could do a lot more with dash killers as well, by the way. There's a lot of options you can do with dash killers. Change a few of these killers to dash killers, dare like 2, and make them unique dash killers, not another Empress. Not give them skill. What else? I just thought of something, but it's gone out of my head now.